back in the frontier. Happy to be back, happy to be home, and we want to share some information that seems to be happening as we speak. I think that there are a couple of really important stories that are going down. One is that the crypto market seems to be poised for a real rally, for a real turnaround. I'm not talking about cryptos in general. I'm talking about crypto technology, about blockchain technology that has real world value, real use, which is the ISO 222 coins. Apparently, from what I understand, and there's so many different stories to this, it seems to me that January 1st, January 2nd, the banks are now required to use the ISO 222 system, the blockchain system. Is this the official date? I don't know. I see all kinds of different reports. Some are talking about the end of January, the beginning of January, but apparently XRP already does not have to wait. According to this one thing here, let me just go to this thing. Good evening, everybody. I'm sorry, I'm just launching right into it. Namaste, yeah. Or to hit the like button. Thanks, Ian. Thanks, Wade. Thanks, Jason and Michelle. Thank you so much for being here, for being a part of this incredible family of information and love. But it like the crypto market has definitely hit a kind of a low spot, and now it seems to be turning around. XRP went above $2 today. XLM is in the 22s, I believe. And there are many reports. There are many people with the, I spoke of this last night, but then this morning I woke up and the cryptos and the XLM and XRP and the ISO 222 coins started taking off. That's the difference. So if you haven't bought any XRP, Happy New Year, let's go XRP. If you haven't bought any, please get on, go to a platform, go to Uphold and just buy some, just buy a few. And again, just I will never tire of saying this. I will never reach out to you and offer you a deal with crypto, nor will any other normal um, podcast or whatever you want to call us. We do not do that. That those are scammers who do that. If somebody reaches out to you with a new crypto deal, if somebody reaches out to you and says, "I want you to sign up for the QFS," those are scammers. If somebody reaches out to you and says, "This is Coinbase," your account has been breached, that is a scammer. Do not respond to these people, okay? Do not please, because they will gladly suck the money right out of your hand. That's what they do best. So, but anyway, the XRP, the ISO 222 coins, which are the basic rails of the new financial system, of the new financial of the quantum financial system, are beginning to turn around. They're beginning to go up. I think they're going to go up massively in the next. It could be the way these crypto technologies move. It's a kind of a maddening way that XRP and XLM and the ISO 2 and all cryptos move. It's kind of like you sit, you wait, you sit, you wait, and you sit and you wait, and then you sit and you wait some more. Then one day you wake up and the coin you bought for 20 cents is now 40 cents. It's double the price. It's 50 cents. It's 70 cents. The green line just goes up. seemingly out of nowhere. That's my experience with holding being an XRP holder for many years, or many years. And you never know when it's going to happen. You never really know. Now, there are a lot of chart people putting out reports now saying that it is happening. So I'm just telling you because I want you all to be ridiculously wealthy. I think we will all be ridiculously wealthy anyway, but to do it yourself, to be able to own the fact that you were there first, you were ahead of the pack, and now you don't have to worry about the QFS coming online, the quantum financial. You don't have to worry about all the paybacks you're going to be receiving from the tariffs, from your birth certificate, from all these things. You did it yourself, and that's just going to be a beautiful thing for you to feel like, wow, man, I did this. I was on the cusp. I was on the cutting edge of this incredible change. All the experts, all the normies, they all missed it. They're all sleepwalking. The normal people, the people that are normally the great successes, the great geniuses, they're actually just really the great ass kissers. They're just really good at following rules and orders. That's what I think. I'm thinking that the IQ test might be, it's designed specifically to get people to kind of play within the system. That's what I'm thinking. I hope crypto goes. It would be great to see XRP hit $10. Yeah, and that would just be the beginning, because XRP, if you figure a worthless coin like Bitcoin, that it's an energy hog. All these people mine Bitcoin, so it takes it sucks tremendous energy. It's slow. It's useless. But it was agreed upon by the deep state child trafficking money laundering network that this was going to be. They say Jeffrey Epstein financed its use. That Jeffrey Epstein was behind Bitcoin. But if you think of the same kind of situation, but with a coin that actually does something, more than does something, it runs the entire financial system, and will run the entire financial system for decades probably. It will be running everything. All money will be on the XRP blockchain, XLM blockchain, on these blockchains. All real estate investments, all metal investments, all new companies, everything is going to be on the blockchain. There's not going to be a fiat currency. There's not going to be a Fed. The Fed is already gone. It's probably been gone a long time, but they're kind of just slow walking these things out to wake people up. So you are on the cusp. You are Back to the Future, where Biff gets the book that tells you who's going to win what game, and Biff has it. Biff becomes really rich. I'm not saying you're like Biff, but I'm just saying that this is an opportunity unlike anything else, and it's an opportunity that has led me to be holding. I've held XRP through thick and thin for at least 6 years, and XLM through it all. I don't trade it. I don't day trade it. I just hold it. It goes up, it goes down. When it goes down, I buy some more because I believe in it with all my heart. I've been reading about it. I've been hearing about it for a long time, that everything is going to be on this ledger. Everything, every piece of economic exchange between people will be run on this blockchain. So I want you guys to be part of it. And again, I will never reach out to you. You will never going to get a text from me saying, "Hey man, I really want to help you." No, I don't do that. I will not do that. I'm not interested in that. Those are scammers who do that. Okay, so I'm just saying this. I want to look at a couple charts. I saw a tape about Iran and Pakistan that is so profound, And the amount of change that is about to take place via the revolution in Iran that's taking place as we speak, the change to our world is going to be dynamic, because radical Islam, and perhaps it's Islam itself. I don't want to go into a whole religious thing, but it's quite possible. It's for sure. It is happening that radical Islam is imploding on itself. How much of Islam will remain when this is done, I don't know. But this radical Islam was a deep state satanic operation, period. Any so called religion that tells you it's okay to go out and kill a bunch of innocent people is not a religion. That is Satanism. Okay, that's Satanism, pure and simple. So the the this radical Islam, this chauvinistic type of religion, and this chauvinism goes through all religions. There are Christians who will tell you, if you're not a Christian, you're not going anywhere. You're damned. That is Satanism, plain and simple. There are, within Yiddishkeit, there is a well-founded belief that if you're not a Yid, you're you're not even really you're not even a human. That is Satanism. So we got Islam, we got Yiddishkeit, Judaism, and Christianity. I'm not knocking the religions themselves and the good people that follow them. That is a beautiful thing. You go to church, you hang out with nice people, you have this kind of like inspired state where you're all talking about godliness. Same with temples, same with probably in I'm sure in Islam as well. But within these philosophies have obviously been infiltrated by the deep state, by the Satanists, by the 13 bloodline families, by the Illuminati, by the creepazoids, by the Greys, by the reptilians. These are propaganda, just like everything else in our world is a lie. IOTA's available on Upheld, right? We got some, right, baby? Daniela, we got some Uphold, yeah? Okay, she's in her own world. Yes, IOTA is now available on Uphold, as is XDC. You can't get XDC, to my knowledge, on Coinbase. A bottle of water outside to catch the full moon energy. Yeah, the full moon. Love from Israel. Thank you so much, um, Dan Valenci. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I've never been to Israel. I've always wanted to go, but this is not to knock the good people of Islam or the good, the Persians for sure, the Yidden, or the good people of the Christian faith. I'm not knocking that. I'm knocking the philosophy that says my religion is better than yours, and if you don't follow my religion, you're going to hell. That is Satanism. Okay, that is the opposite of unity and love. So what is going on? Okay, I'll get back to XRP in a little while. Okay, but I mean I've said the basic thing, but I'm going to show you some very interesting clips. And by the way, XRP does not need the Clarity Act. That was what that whole lawsuit was about. XRP already has clarity. The other coins might need clarity, but not XRP. Okay, the Clarity Act I think is going to be voted on in the Senate on the 15th of January. But XRP does not have to wait for that. They already have clarity. Okay, we'll get back to that. What's going on in Iran right now is something that I could never have imagined would occur so easily. this is what's going on is as radical in my mind in terms of the narrative as Biden winning the 2020 election. I mean, that was just like I was like, the white hats allowed that to happen. To me, that was such brilliance. And they said you have to sometimes you have to show people what's going on in Iran, where the entire nation. And remember, by the way, just as an aside, that the Persian people and the Yidden go way back. They helped each other. They worked together. They kind of cross pollinated. There were a lot of Yidden living in Iran when this revolution took place, and they kicked a lot of the Jews out. But the love between the Jewish people and the Persian people, we have lived together for a couple thousand years. So how do you explain that Iran, Hezbollah, Hamas, all these terrorist organizations seem to be coming from Iran? That's because Iran, the Ayatollahs were assets of the intelligence communities. These were black sites. These were satanic organizations pretending to be religious power movements. A religious person, a really religious person, does not blow themselves up in a pizza restaurant. That is Satanists. Those are not religious people. Those are Satanists. That's deep state. And once the good people of Israel and everywhere else realize that we have no beef with each other, and that this whole thing was instigated and run by the deep state. It's not Jewish, it's not Islam, it's not Christian. But they hide behind those faces. The Vatican. If you look at the Vatican, it's shaped. The Vatican itself, the main room or something, is shaped like the head of a snake. That's called satanic. It's satanic. People don't blow themselves up. That's not a godly thing to do. That is a satanic thing to do. Satanists love to kill people. They love to kill children. That's what they do, because it goes directly against God's will, against creation, because there's nothing holier than a little child. So if you destroy a child, you're attacking godliness itself. Okay, so what is happening now? This implosion, this admission, this assertion by the Iranian people that they don't want Islamics. They're burning down Islamic buildings. I'm sure they're dismantling mosques. Whatever it is, they don't want it. Is there a real Islam? I think there is. I'm sure there is. Is there a real Judaism? Yes. I know that for a fact. Is there a real Christianity? Yes. But were they designed on purpose to go against each other? I would think so. It makes sense. I mean, that's the way the Satanists operate. They always have us, the French and the English. They have us brothers and sisters essentially fighting each other. The Civil War was inspired and perpetrated by these Satanists. All wars are come from the Satanists. They support both sides. They're like, yeah, why don't you go? If you look at the movie, The Sum of All Fears, which is Q is constantly, mentions Sum of All Fears quite a bit, and Donald J. Trump, the president, is always playing that song, that Italian song, where at the end of The Sum of All Fears, the bad guys are taken out during this song. They're playing the song. But who are the bad guys in the sum of all fears? It's not the Russians or the Americans. It's the ones who say, we don't want to fight the Americans. We don't want to fight the Russians. We want to get them to fight each other so that we win. That is the deep state. And that's what the sum of all fears, the movie The Sum of All Fears, is all about. It's about a Nazi organization that finds a bomb in the Syrian desert, I believe, and they plant it in America, making it look like the Russians did it to 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 start World War III. But the real people behind this were these same criminal organization that put 100,000 Somalis in Minnesota to totally defile the election statistics, to totally disrupt the power structure. This is a criminal operation. It's not a racist operation. It's not a Israeli. It's not an Islamic. It's not Chris. It's Satanists that get off on killing people in wars, destroying their lives, making them live in fear. They live off the energy of fear and despair. So what's happening in Iran is unbelievable. It's unbelievable because I always thought the Iranian, I mean, I always know, I always knew that the Iranian people were totally cool, that there was no problem with the Iranian people. But I never suspected that the whole country was disgusted with this radical Islamic movement. Disgusted. And what did they do? They sucked the money out, just like they do here. The central bank, it's the same people. The central bank, the CIA, the FBI, the Democrats, the Republicans, all of them. They all get big pharma. The big pharma's behind all this. I just saw an article where RFK Jr. said he's going to make it like illegal. He's gonna take down the Lancet, the Harvard University, whatever it is, the Harvard Review of Medicine. These are political organizations. Just like my old man who was a dentist, I'd be like, Dad, this toothpaste doesn't have fluoride in it, and he'd be like, fluoride is a bunch of bullshit. It's made up by this is a political thing. My father knew this. This was in 1960. He told me this. So the people in the know knew it's hard to defeat the snake. But like the guy at the beginning of Europa movie, I didn't see that. You have to cut the head of the snake off, which is the finances. Yeah, but I agree. You do have to cut. But the way to kill the snake is for people to wake up and see the snake. That's the way. Yes, the finances, the medical community, the media community, big tech, all the corporations, they're all in on it. But the only way to destroy them is what the White Hats are doing, which is for people to wake up. But you're right, the finances are the head of the snake. I mean, I agree with you. But at the end of the day, what has to happen is people have to say, well, wait a minute. We're not really fighting the Chinese. We're not really fighting the Russians. We're fighting the deep state. It's just the deep state dresses up like in Sum of All Fears. The real bad guys want the good guys to fight each other and kill each other off. I mean, I hate to even mention this, but look what they did with COVID. It wasn't like it wasn't Dr. Mengele came back from the grave. It was Dr. Mengele. It was Dr. Mengele. But it wasn't like, he took the twins and he shot them up in a back room. It was your doctor, the guy you trusted. Hey, doc, Oh, you didn't get your vaccine? Come on over. I'll shoot you up, and I'll make a big. I'll get a big bonus for every time I shoot you up. It's us waking up. That's at the bottom of the day. But let me just go through the dynamics of this thing that I saw, because this is so profound. Well, first of all, I can't even really, maybe I can't even wrap my mind around it. But the idea that everyone in Iran could get together and say, we don't want this. We don't want radical Islam. We don't want Islam, period. We want to be free. This is something I never would have expected. This is so outside the box. This is such like letting the genie out of the bottle. But once you get rid of radical Islam in Iran, Hamas is totally destroyed. Hezbollah is gone. People in Israel don't have to worry about going to a pizza place and getting blown up. It'll all be gone. Furthermore, and what this thing that I saw, I don't know if we need to play it again, but he said like this, and I never would have thought of this, that that when Iran falls, Pakistan has been a barrier between India and this radical Islamic Iranian structure, that once this structure is gone and is being removed as we're sitting here, then Pakistan will no longer serve as a fortress keeping the good people of India. I'm not saying the people in Pakistan are necessarily bad, but the structure of the government is Islamic. And that once this Islamic structure fails in Iran, then the people of India will be able to trade freely with Iran. That opens up it opens up the world once these creepazoids are removed. And is it in the heart of heart? Is it really Islam? I don't think so. I think it's the deep state. Is there a part of Islam that's really beautiful and poetic? And I don't know. I honestly don't know. But I know that once the deep state is removed, we're in a totally different world. Once the Federal Reserve System is removed, we're in a totally different world. Once these idiot Mockingbird, dark site, brainwashing intelligence organizations are neutralized, we live in a different world. This is they just took the Nazis just went. I mean, they say that Gerald Ford and a couple of rich industrialists in the United States funded the Germans, funded the Nazi regime. It didn't come from Germany per se. They were bankrupt. But a couple, these are the Satanists, Henry Ford, all these people. The whole military industrial complex, whether they're just working for them, just like what we're seeing about the fraud in America. It's collapsing. Fraud is, once you take away their money, they're gone. The dominoes are falling, like not just like 1, 2, 3 dominoes. The whole board, like in V for Vendetta, the whole board is collapsing. The air is being sucked out of radical Islam. The air is being sucked out of the fiat currency and the Fed. The air is being sucked out of this whole illegal immigration scam. The whole theft of taxpayer dollars to finance deep state operations is over. Take away their money, take away their media, take away their income source through big pharma and fake medicine. take away their intellectual underpinnings, take away their reason to be by defeating them with an understanding that it's fake. This is the whole the enormity of this, of what's going on right now, is staggering. It's staggering. They're gone. Islam is basically gone. Radical Christianity, radical Judaism, all these forms of deep state. I mean, that's why I'm not giving the Jews a free pass. I'm giving the Jews a free pass. I'm giving the Christians a free pass. I'm giving the I assume they're good people of Islam a free pass. I've met many good, very wonderful people who are Muslims. But all, like, who did October 7th? Who did October 7th, where Hamas just flew over in their underpants and massacred people at a music festival? That was the deep state within Israel. Does that mean that Israel is a deep state? No. It just means that, like China, like the Chinese the Communist Party, is it Chinese communism? I wouldn't say so. I say it's the deep state. It's the same parasites that live off our taxpayer. They're in everything. It's Satan, and we just didn't have the eyes to see it. We were so frightened and so brainwashed and so having such a hard time just making ends meet when they inflate away your profits. So even if you make a lot of money, it doesn't it, it I mean, I know for me, we get these nice looking checks. We get a couple $1,000s from Social Security and my pension. It's like, okay, man, we got some money now. It's gone. In a couple of hours, the whole thing is spent. Your money doesn't have any value. And now they're printing so much money that it'll even have less value. This is called a hidden tax. They're sucking you, they're bleeding you dry by inflating away the value of your currency. But once, and this ties in again to XRP and the ISO 222 coins. Once we're rid of these bank robbers, once we're rid of the real Jamie Dimon, I don't know if Jamie Dimon is the real Jamie Dimon. I don't think so. Once we're rid of these banksters that are bleeding us dry, and once money is real money backed by gold and silver, and that's going to be the blockchain. I don't know if it's going to be directly backed by gold and silver. It very well may be, but if it's not, the value of XRP is not because a lot of people buy it, like Bitcoin. Why did Bitcoin have value? Because a lot of people bought it. That's not why XRP is valuable. XRP is valuable because it is going to be, all the money is going to be transferred through this dynamic system called blockchain, where theft does not occur, where corruption is not going to occur. It's going to be, we're getting rid of the middleman, period. Government is going to be 10% the size of what it is now because all these blood-sucking parasites are out. They're going to have to get real jobs, or else they'll have a high guaranteed income, and they can sit home and watch, I don't know, whatever they watch. I don't know what Democrats watch in their spare time. What do they do for fun? I don't know. I can't imagine. I'm a recovering liberal. I was a liberal years ago, but it's been 30 years already. Anyway, this is all good news. This is good news because now we are at this pivot point, and that's echoed on all different levels. That's why in my opinion, my way of looking at things is different from other people's way of looking at things, because other people look at specific things and they try to show how, they try to say, well, this is what's really happening. I don't even pretend to know something like that. Like Q says, okay, let me just go to Q says, I am not a prophet, you are not a prophet. This is not about prophets. Somebody's prophesizing that the world is about to change. That's bullshit, according to Q. I think it's bullshit too. I'm not, I use the term guru. I don't really think of myself as a guru. That just happened to be a cool name that impressed some chick at my workplace. She was like, hey, that's a great name. She was nice to me for like half an hour. I was like, wow, man, I got to keep doing this. But I don't think it was, it's not about gurus. It's not about prophets. It's not about somebody's going to give you a piece of information that puts it all together. This is like a continuous flow chart. We are becoming part of a stream of consciousness. We are developing a narrative between between you and I. Is there some kind of clone here? No, Park Grant, you're all right, man. I know these people have suffered greatly from. Yes, Jamie is a clone or a mess. Great. Okay, Park, take it easy, man. Yeah, it's over too. I know, but you're posting too much. You just give other people a chance. No offense, but when we also need to talk. We'll try to get a hold of each other maybe Saturday or Sunday. But anyway, so much is happening. Okay, so let's just go to the thought stream for a moment. Okay. Well, this is about Tartaria. I don't want to get into that right now. That's a whole nother thing. The COVID have you noticed your friends or family who are vaccinated actually have a whole different personality since getting the injection? I don't want to go there. But this is what I want to say, because this is an amazing point. And I tried to make it, but he does it better.
If you think India keeps Pakistan up at night, a free Iran terrifies them. Because a terrorist Pakistan has power over India, and it's not because of economy or military, it's the world map. Pakistan's blocking India's access to the West, and that chokehold has worked for decades, right? Now let's look at Iran. As long as Iran is run by a closed sanction regime, India can't completely use the Iranian ports, the railways, or the energy routes. India stays boxed in. Pakistan keeps some leverage without ever having to go to war. And let's not forget, they are the lapdog of the Chinese Communist Party, which helped box in India. That's why these Iranian protests are so important, actually, to India. Look, fake Iran military pages traced to Bangladesh, where they burn Hindu people, using non-Persian hate slang, which screams info-op. They're manufacturing chaos to discredit Iranian protests. To do what? To protect the regime's backers. So if Iran is liberated, the sanctions will ease, the trade routes open, and then India can move west without ever touching Pakistan. The ports open, the railways are bridged, energy booms, and Pakistan's geographic advantages has collapsed. That's why Pakistan fears a free Iran, maybe as much as it fears India. India doesn't need war. It has the largest democracy in the world, and its GDP is soaring. India doesn't need escalation at this point. India could definitely benefit, though, from a free Iran, right? So at this point, Pakistan and the Iranian regime should just get held to the same accountability as Hamas or its proxies. A free Iran means Pakistan loses leverage, India gains a ton of choices, and the whole regional chessboard flips. This is huge. And that's exactly why this is scaring the heck out of Pakistan.
Okay, well, yeah. So this, I mean, this to me is like an unbelievable point that I just never really would have considered. I'm just not that close to this, but remember, President Trump made peace between Pakistan and Iran. And how did he do it? From what I understand, he said, you want to do business, you got to cut it out. You're not going to go to nuclear war. But there are people, the deep state, the sum of all fear people, the Nazis behind this, the military industrial complex, the Satanists, the creepazoids, the bureaucrats, the parasites. They want to keep this going. They want to keep this chokehold over the good people of the world. And what destroys this better than anything is free trade. That's what President Trump is all about. He's like, "Hey man, you want to have a nuclear war? We're not going to do business with you. This is all about business. It's all about families. It's all about prosperity. It's all about working together as a unified race. Homo sapiens, whatever you want to call us, humans. We don't have a basic problem with each other. There's no problem. Maybe we have a problem with vaccinated people. I don't know. I mean, I know there's some people, I meet them once in a while and they're just like, is that really a human? Is that guy human? It's like I don't know. But by and large, I don't run into those kinds of people. I don't have the connection to those kind of people. I connect to like regular folks that are really sweet as can be. I hugged a lady at Home Depot. We went to Home Depot for a minute on our way home. We had to get some fittings for my septic, my lines, my plumbing lines. And there's a woman there, and she's always so sweet. And I just said, "Can I give you a hug?" And she was like, "Yeah." We both hugged her, but Daniela hugged her. I hugged her. She just, people are just sweet. People by nature, most people are just really sweet. Anyway, um, uh, yeah, utility, right? All my cryptos are up. Yeah, cryptos are up. But it's okay. But do you understand? Do I understand how big a deal it is that the Iranians are overthrowing these satanic masters? It's not Islam. These are Satanists that want to dominate other people and want to terrorize other people and want to defund other people, make it impossible for them to make a living. These are Satanists that get a big thrill out of torturing human beings. The sum of all fears, the people behind, the people in the shadows, that they're not people, whatever they are, the beings in the shadows. Humanity must unite. Right. Well, I don't know. I don't. It has nothing to do with. I mean, why do you have to pull Christ into it? What does Christ have to do with it? That's just a Christian concept. That's what keeps us apart. For Christians to say it's all about Christ, that's to a Jewish person. That's like throwing dirt in your face. It's like, why do you got to pick on a nice Jewish guy? And this is what the religions do to each other. So you're right. There is a Christ consciousness, and that's what we want to have. But why call it Christ? Why call it the Mashiach? Why call it the Mahdi? Why even look to beings outside of us? This is the whole scam of religion, in my opinion. And now I'm going into a place where that's kind of forbidden. But what do I say at the end of every video? You are the one. You don't need Jesus. You don't need the Mashiach. You don't need anybody. You have a natural connection to the force, to the source by yourself. That's why it's maddening for a Jewish, or for any, it's like, I mean, I know there are Christian people that don't even know that we don't believe in Jesus. We don't believe in it. If you believe in it, that's great. I don't have a problem. But why would anybody, why would I tell you about Mashiach? I don't even believe in that anymore. I think it's a deep state operation, this whole Mashiach thing. I don't know how the Rebbe got into that. I don't understand it. But to tell the people of the world that you have to be wait to be saved by somebody outside of you, somebody who's holier than you, that's smarter than you, that looks like a gay dude. I mean, wasn't it like Da Vinci's lover? I mean, they make Jesus look like it's like, come on, man. This is fake news, in my opinion. This is intentional diversion to make you think you cannot do it on your own. You don't have the goods. You have to wait for somebody to save you, and that is a big problem in my view, in my from my point of view. And I lived as a Hasidic Jew for 25 years, and the most basic tenet in Judaism is you have to believe in the coming of Mashiach. I don't. I don't believe it. I don't want to be saved by somebody else. I want to do it myself. Does that make me Mashiach? No. It makes, am I, like I said before, I'm echoing what Q said. I'm not a prophet. You're not a prophet. I don't claim to be a heavy, holy dude. Like I know, I just have the gift of gab, maybe whatever it is. But it's just there's some things I can't do. I mean, I couldn't pick out the right shirt to wear to save my life. It's just not something I know how to do. But I know how to whatever. Anyway, this is in my way of looking at things, and I could be totally wrong. I admit that. But in my opinion, after watching the COVID nightmare descend upon the Jewish community and seeing all the Jews absolutely clueless as to what to do, useless. The biggest rabbis that I knew were just like, go to your doctor, do what they say. I'm like, what are you talking about? This is a Holocaust. You're telling people to go get on the train to Treblinka, to go to Auschwitz. Get on the train, man. It's good. It's the rabbis are telling you get on the train. That's the failure of the idea of somebody else being smarter than us, telling us they weren't smart. They were stupid. They went and got vaccinated. I had big rabbis, guys I totally respected. My mashpia, the guy I go to for advice, he was like, "Well, I have to travel, man. I had to get vaccinated." I'm like, "You're an idiot. You're an absolute. You're the smartest guy I know, and you're a fucking idiot." So when people say people with low IQs don't, they don't operate so well. No, it's the people with the high IQs. Why? Because the IQ test is designed to measure people who are going to be successful within the system. The people who have intuitive knowledge, like your average autistic person, is on a much higher level, in my opinion, than your Harvard graduate, because he intuitively understands love. Does the Harvard graduate intuitively? He doesn't have a clue. He's clueless. But your average autistic, your average so-called retarded person, they live with love. They are trusting, loving. They can't. They. When I went to synagogue, I always hung out with a friend of mine who was I don't know what his label was, but he was pure love. If you want to talk about Mashiach, you want to talk about Jesus consciousness. The whole world is upside down. They reward these cold Satanists, the cold parasites, instead of rewarding. The Rebbe said that he talked about Down syndrome people. He says they were my generals. They're the ones who really get it. But anyway, that's a whole nother thing. Thought you might have seen me in this live. So yeah, it's really, I really like that channel. Yeah. Okay. So I must read on X that Nasara soon become because the protocols have been met. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. We're going into Jasara. Yeah. I know all that. Okay. You like to flirt with them? Okay, I don't know. I don't know who you're talking about. I don't know if you're talking about me or somebody else or whatever. Okay, so we are all a spark of the creator. Yeah, that's what I believe. And this whole the whole system, the whole caste system that's been developed in the religions, in politics, in through education, through all these like these caste systems is it's just ridiculous. Okay, so enough of that. Let me go over to the thought stream to keep myself a little bit out of trouble. I'm a little bit out there today. I don't know why I'm so fiery right now, but this is a brilliant piece of information. Okay, um, this I don't I kind of don't want to get into it. I think I'll just go to one little part piece of this. Okay, the CIA ran black budget programs of trauma-based mind control, child abuse, and satanic ritual operations shielded by national security. These weren't rogue actors. They were agents of a global elite system built to enslave humanity from the inside out. President Trump has the files. General Flynn has the proof. Tribunals are not optional, they are imminent. Okay, the CIA didn't evolve from OSS to protect freedom. OSS, I think that's a Nazi organization. It transformed into a psychological warfare machine aimed at the American people. This wasn't defense, it was control. Every alphabet agency was hijacked to destabilize thought, censor dissent, and embed globalist authority deep into every institution. Behind diplomacy was an unaccountable intelligence mafia. They rewrote laws, crossed borders, and suppressed truth, operating above Congress, the Constitution, and the people. MK Ultra and Monarch, the slaughter of the mind. MK Ultra wasn't science; it was soul annihilation. Children were drugged, electroshocked, raped, and ritually tortured not to extract intel, but to splinter identity and erase free will. Victims like Kathy O'Brien and Bryce Taylor named their handlers, only to be ignored, mocked, or erased. CIA black sites, psych wards, and military labs became breeding grounds for programmable assets. This was satanic ritual abuse disguised as science, compartmentalized identities, obedient slaves, and no one stopped it. Bloodlines and black projects. This is not politics. It's power by blood. Rothschilds, Rockefellers, Windsors, the 13 bloodline, the Orsinis, ruled not by election, but by ritual control and fear. They fund both sides of every war, hijack global finance, dominate media, and puppet presidents. Their weapon isn't just money, it's belief conditioned through trauma and repetition. Operation Paperclip never ended. This was Nazi scientists like Mengele didn't disappear. They were imported. Mengele, under aliases like Dr. Green, continued trauma programming on children in North America. Gottlieb used LSD to destroy minds. Frank Olson questioned it. He was killed. The system doesn't reform, it expands. The modern war on consciousness. Today's weapons are invisible. Microwave energy, nanotech implants, behavioral GPSs, remote control tools to create obedience, rage, or despair. This is not sci fi, it's now. Why only military tribunals can end it? Courts are corrupt. Media is controlled. Agencies are enemy held. This isn't scandal, it's a war. Civilian justice cannot stop a ritualized deep state death cult, but military justice can. We have the proof, we have the witnesses, we have it all. And the time to strike is now. Guardian Daniel R. That's that. I didn't really want to go into that, but that is a very important piece of information. It's dark, but it's the truth. That's what we're dealing with here. We're not dealing with, oh gosh, the Chinese are so, No, it's not the Chinese. You know what the Chinese do to their own people? If you don't fit in with their model, you become an outcast. You basically end up homeless. So they're like, there's a whole class of homeless people in China because they don't obey the government. Like I would probably be homeless because I just said fuck you to my boss who told me to get vaccinated. I was like, I'm not doing that, and I lost my job. But in China, you lose everything. I mean, I still have the ability to move to move funds, although it has been difficult. But now that there's money outside the system, now that you can buy silver, you can buy gold, you can buy XRP, you can buy XLM, you can buy land. You can operate outside the system in the United States. You can own a gun, right? These things are very important. But anyway, let me just go to a couple things about from the XRP side of things to just show you what is about to occur, in my opinion. Ugh, what happened? Okay, let's. Hopefully, I didn't lose it all. Price before clarity. 99% of XRP holders don't even understand exactly what they hold. The lawsuit was planned. It had to happen to ensure XRP had legal clarity. It also classified XRP as a commodity. Basel III goes live on January 1st. That was yesterday. All commodities have to be backed by tangible value, not paper contracts. A repricing of commodities is going to happen. Every other token needs Clarity Act to be used by banks and financial institutions. XRP does not need the Clarity Act to be used. It already has clarity through the lawsuit. Anyone saying otherwise is 100% wrong. Everything is ready. Systems have been built for over a decade through RippleNet, ILP, and R3 Corda. Shock and awe is about to take place. Okay? And this is a good one. Terrorism will soon be washed away from the world. Let that sink in for a minute. Let that just wash along across your consciousness. Terrorism. Think about the lines in the airport. Think about how it affects every aspect of our lives. This terrorism, right? It gives the government the right to listen to your phone calls. This is about to be removed from the planet, which is unbelievably miraculous. It is above nature. It is beyond anything I would have expected. That the revolution in Iran will basically eliminate Islamic terrorism from the world. Islamic terrorism is a deep state parasite Illuminati operation, period. It has nothing to do with Islam. Nothing. It can't. Right? Just like there are a lot of things. Well, anyway, okay. So let me just go back to this. I still didn't get to the XRP part. I apologize, but okay. This is so powerful. You know what? I really just want to get a screenshot of this because it's so important. While I'm here, forgive me for taking the time, but that is huge. Okay, shattering the matrix. 2 sons in Saudi Arabia. How about that? Put that in your pipe and smoke it, right? 2 sons in Saudi Arabia. The military had our money back for a long time. Nothing's getting lost. Okay, this is what I want to show you. Okay, this is silver. This is gold. This is XRP. Do you see how they all hit this like low point? I don't know what they call it, like the inflection point, and then they went parabolic. So too with gold, right? It hit this low point and then it went parabolic. Look at where XRP is. So XRP is about to go parabolic. Okay, we're looking at $37, $31 from $2. Just like with gold, it went from $1,600 to $4,500. With silver, it went from $17 to $80. This is about to happen. I mean, if you look at these charts, it's pretty clear that XRP is about to blow its top, man. So you better get it. I'm just saying, I will never reach out for you, okay? But if you I would say that I've been telling people this for years. You should own some XRP. People have been looking at me like I'm out of my. They're like, "What's XRP?" The same rabbi that was gung ho about getting vaccinated so we could go travel around. When I told him about XRP, he was like, "What is that?" I don't know. I don't know. I just, the world is upside down right now, but we're about, I mean, they're saying January 1st, everything is active. We're in the new world already. It's just we haven't realized it yet. I can't think of a good metaphor, but it's just we're already there. I mean, the metaphor, the thing that comes to mind is the idea of these stargates. Apparently, there were all these stargates. I have this video. Let me just see if I can get that one. But this is an amazing chart. Okay, let me just go back. Let's go back to safety. Let's go back to here. Just want to show a few more little things. Okay, here we go. Real Earth map reflected in the moon. This is really wild. Let me just show you this film, because this is the best thing I can think of that's comparable to what's going on now in terms of the Great Awakening.
In the early 1900s, a series of remarkable stone structures were discovered in remote locations around the world. These amazing artifacts, known as stone stargates, captivated the imagination of archaeologists, historians, and conspiracy theorists alike. Carved with intricate patterns and symbols, their true purpose remained shrouded in mystery. Ancient folklore, however, spoke of these stargates as devices used by civilizations from distant solar systems to travel across the cosmos. By the 1950s, almost all the stargates had vanished without a trace, fueling rumors of government cover-ups and hidden agendas. Some theorize that governments around the world systematically confiscated the stargates and concealed them in top-secret facilities. Their whereabouts remain unknown. In the early 1900s, a series of remarkable
this with like that the world map, including outside of our map, is reflected in the moon, and two suns and stargates. We are in for a great awakening. We're in for an amazing awakening. Okay, so let me just do a little bit. Forgive me. I'm just going to refer to our sponsor for a minute. That we are supported by LifeWave, and we like to share this patch, this technology. And I saw a very interesting clip that's a little more like kind of subdued about it. I mean, here, let me just put out the information. If you're anywhere in the world, the known world, Australia, Ireland, you can call Dr. Stacy, or you can just sign up online and try these patches. They use photo technology, they use light technology. They are designed to help stimulate certain natural processes in your body, be it glutathione production, carnosine production, endocrine balancing. SP6 is the patch for that. There's aloe vera, which tends to clear up your pineal gland and help your skin. There's silent nights to help you sleep. There's XP39, which stimulates stem cell production, and it puts nothing in your body. They're little band-aids. I'm not wearing one now. We're at the end of the month, so we ran out of patches a little bit. So I'm only using 2 patches instead of 3 now. But these little patches they reflect your own infrared energy back into your system. It doesn't put anything into your body, but I find them incredibly healing over time. But for me, it takes time, but you might also be able to feel the effect right away. At any rate, I want to play just a short clip of this an interesting way of thinking about these LifeWave patches. But feel free to sign up under me on this thing, get some X39, try it out, see how it goes for you. You could call Dr. Stacy if you want to talk to somebody, and you could go to her Zoom classes, which is Tuesday and Wednesday night. Actually, Tuesday and Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. She's amazing, but you can call or text her. Okay, so let me just play a quick clip. This is an interesting way of looking at the patches, kind of different. Let's see, where did we go on that? Here it is. Okay.
No, I just feel like to even simplify it more is just like the fact that when you go outside, the sun signals to your body to make vitamin D. And that's like, as we're about to talk about this, like the patches today, it's the same concept. Just like how we go in the sun tells our body, hey, you need to make vitamin D. These patches, instead of using external light like the sun, these patches are just reflecting your own body's light to tell your body to do something, which in this case it's, hey, you need to create more GHK copper peptide. And that in itself has a ton of benefits. But just like, I mean, a baby born with jaundice, like, what do? We stick them under light. Like, light is powerful, and that's nothing new. Like, we've used light to heal for centuries. And so, yeah, it excites me that this technology now, it's like you always say, like, it's nothing new. I think we're just finally rediscovering it.
Totally.
Okay, I just want to. I think that's an interesting way of looking at it. That it's nothing new. It's these patches stimulate your body to heal, which is what that is it's new, but it's old, right? She's saying it's like you could lay out in the sun and get a kind of a healing effect. You get vitamin D produced. The sun heals. So with X39, the infrared light from your body reflects off the patches. It doesn't put anything into your body, and it stimulates copper peptide production, which stimulates stem cell production. So instead of going to an expensive, tens of thousands of dollars, some clinic in Mexico to get stem cells put in your body, this X39 helps you produce your own stem cells or your own glutathione with the glutathione patch. Actually, X39 stimulates glutathione production to some degree, but not as much as the glutathione patch. So I encourage everyone to try it. I'm finding really amazing things. Like I just found out recently that I'm able to balance on one foot, which I wasn't able to do in my mid 60s. I stopped having the ability to be able to stand on one foot, and now I can stand on one foot for a pretty long time. I don't nap anymore. I have tremendous energy and tremendous drive now. So it's if you're lacking in any of these areas, you might want to try these patches. I invite you to call Dr. Stacy and ask her. Eon, if you have inflammation, if you're feeling pain, if you have backaches, or you have any kind of like things that the regular medical community can't really deal with, you might want to try I invite you to try these patches, because I mean, I'm just telling you from my own experience, they've really been very transformative to me. I don't nap anymore. I can walk, I can balance on one foot. I have incredible stamina and power, and I'm 70, and I'm like building a house. I basically don't sit still ever during the day. I don't just like, okay, let's just chill now. Let me just rest. It doesn't happen for me. I'm always doing, and that's what I like. Anyway, so yeah, I encourage everyone to try the patches, but I think that in conclusion to this video, I would just say that it's all coming together. It all fits together. The end of terrorism, the beginning of cooperation between peoples. Once we take out this whole layer of military craziness, and we start to trade with each other. We start to respect each other. We start to understand each other. Nothing will be able to, nothing can stop it. It's already happened. And they're saying January 1st, it's already a done deal. The Fed is dead. I'm seeing these things on things saying like, well, maybe Trump will remove the taxes. It's a done deal. What are you talking about? Maybe he'll remove taxes. You're not going to be paying taxes. You don't have to pay taxes now. It's all voluntary. If you're paying taxes, that's on you. That's because you want to. It's not. There's no law that says you have to pay taxes. Oh yeah, they're going to come. No, they can't come after you because they would be breaking the law. It's all voluntary. But so just people don't get the whole picture. This is a huge transformation. We are not going to be the same in a couple of months. By July of this year, I'm fairly sure that President Trump had in mind that we are going to be in the promised land. We're going to be in a totally different, and it started yesterday, man. It started today. XRP is starting that move up. So anyway, just hold on to your hats. The end of terrorism, the beginning of true finances with no middle people, with no nanny state, with no parasites running the show. This is a really big deal. So CIS, but yeah, these guys. Kevin has home delivery, excellent. Dong is cheaper than you can buy. Yeah, the dongs patches are expensive for me. Sorry. Yeah, if it's too expensive, it's too expensive. But you can also share it with a few people and get it that way. But you know what? You know what's funny about people who say it's too expensive? They don't have a problem paying like $1,000 for health insurance. To a medical community that is designed, you guys all know about that, but that's okay to have a huge medical insurance bill or pay the doctors, these huge amounts of money via the insurance companies, but to pay $90 a month to have your health improved greatly. I mean, you have to do other things. You have to have a good diet, but a lot of people can't make that. I listen. I have that. I don't have health insurance. But I've come to understand that one of the first things I want to do when I get my pension check, is buy some X39, some X49. That's fundamental to to having a decent life for me. That's my choice. But to say it's too expensive, I mean, I don't know. $90 a month to have great health, I don't know. Maybe it is too expensive. It isn't for me. To me, it's totally worth it. So anyway, so yeah, that's just my opinion. So okay, so yeah, so that's it. Let me play a tune, and I think the Matrix song is kind of in line with tonight's video, but it's happening, man. XRP is the ISO 222 coins are about to go. Iran, the whole structure of the world is coming online, is coming into peaceful business, exchanging value. Things of value will have more value. People who have value, people who have wisdom will be valued. They'll be worth more. It's not like upside down. It's not like the biggest bean counter is more valuable than some wise man sitting on a rock out in a cave somewhere. All right. Anyway, let's play the tune and we'll call it a night. Okay, where'd it go? Here we go.
Living in the city, I was paying down my bills. One flat tire and the whole thing went to hell. Credit cards for groceries, I'm deep in debt again. It's time to split this scene, walk with you, my friend. Leaving the matrix, heading for the promised land. They stole our money, but they couldn't stop the plan. Let's go together, playing with the band. Leaving the matrix, we're heading for the promised land. Stopped paying taxes, your insurance I don't need. The medicines are killing us, hospitals grow like weeds. Move into paradise, I don't need no gassy cars. Fake news, endless wars, a satanic legal bar. Leaving the matrix, heading for the promised land. They stole our money, but they couldn't stop the plan. Let's go together, playing with the band. Leaving the matrix, heading for the promised land. My friends all tell me I lost control. Left my wife and job just to run down rabbit holes. But I can tell you one thing about my fall. Where we go one, we go all. Leaving the matrix, heading for the promised land. They stole our money, but they couldn't stop the plan. Let's go together, playing with the band. Leaving the matrix, heading for the promised land. Leaving the matrix, we're heading for the promised land.
You guys are fun. You're fun. I love all your comments. Anyway, yeah, I'm not a doctor, that's for sure. But anyway, okay. So just this is it, man. We're coming to the promised land. It's like we're already there. That's what that thing with these star portals. It's like we've gone through the portal, man. It's January 1st. XRP is about to go to the moon. Islamic terrorism is gone forever. We're going to these the sum of all fears. These Nazis are being removed from the intelligence agencies. This whole thing, that the whole church is being removed, man. This is biblical. This is biblical, man. I mean, they tried to kill us. They still try to kill us with these stupid chemtrails. They can't get over themselves. They can't do enough evil, but they are being removed piece by piece by chunk. It's not even pieces anymore, it's chunks. The whole Somali thing is over. And this movement of the Somalis in Minnesota is nothing compared to what's been going on throughout the country. It's all coming to an end. The gravy train, the free ride, the Democrat, this Democrat push to destabilize the shining light of the world is over. They've been caught. They're all going to Gitmo, and happy trails, guys. Man, you should do well in Gitmo, you evil ones. We'll be very happy to be rid of you. So anyway, may the force be with you. May you realize you are the force. You don't need anyone to come and save you. You don't need somebody to tell you this is the way you got to do it and then you'll be okay. You can figure it out yourself, because I can't tell you what makes you you. I can't tell you what you need to do. That's the whole point. If you ever read this book, Siddhartha by Herman Hesse, it's like they're two guys, two dudes from India. They're they go off on a spiritual quest. One is always looking for teachers, and one just says, "Screw it, man! I'm going to find it on my own." And it's Siddhartha, the one who just says, "I don't need no teachers. I don't need, he's the one that reached this thing called enlightenment, whatever that is. Anyway, may force be with you. May you realize that you are the force. You don't need anyone to come and save you. You are force. You are source. You are the source of creation. You have it within you, within your DNA. So let's get out there with a big smile on our face and rock the world.